Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You've got your favorite dividend investors here, Bert and Lanny. And today is all about dividend aristocrats. In fact, we are featuring the top 10 dividend yielding dividend aristocrats right now. And we'll give a little bit of feedback. How many Bert owns, how many I own, and are any of these dividend aristocrats, these dividend stocks, is it time to buy any of them right now?
Right, but everyone, before we jump in, subscribe to this channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Check out that swag store to get that DD crew neck. That's what it's all about here. Guys, we're just trying to reach financial freedom. It's pretty simple here. We want to grow our passive income stream by buying dividend stocks and juicing up that dividend income stream.
Big Papa Pump style, guys. So the dividend aristocrat list, if you're a new investor, beginner investor, new dividend investor, welcome. This is going to be a quick hot take, guys. Dividend aristocrat, 25 plus years of consecutively increasing the dividend. Now, Bert, what are some examples that aren't on this list
Ooh,
that come to mind?
all right, well, we just talked about them on Tuesday.
Okay.
Archer Daniels Midland increased that dividend for 48 plus years. Another one that's not on this list, I know we've been buying them in my wife's portfolio, Medtronic, ticker symbol MDT. They're also not put on
Yeah,
here.
McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's, that's absolutely right. Con Ed, right? They're not a dividend king, right? They're still a dividend aristocrat. So
Right, right,
two of our
right.
top 5 foundation stocks right there that are considered dividend aristocrats. Lanny, can you think of any off the top of your mind that we're not going to talk about? That's more of what I'm concerned about. The ones
A couple just turned the page to being dividend kings, like Pepsi. Pepsi's now
yeah.
a dividend king, but they were a dividend aristocrat because they now have 50 years. But guys, these
Mhm.
are all really big companies, and we're about to dive into some names that you probably know. There's going to be a lot of names that you don't know as well when it comes to these names. So we're going to go from the highest yielding, work our way down to the low to the I guess the 10th highest yielding stock. Not really a low yielding stock. These are all actually close to 4% and above on
Mhm.
the dividend yield scale. There's typically a mantra too, Bert, right? You know, sometimes it's like the higher the yield, possibly the higher the risk. We'll let you guys be the judge of that. But
Yeah.
we'll also briefly mention kind of how their stock prices performed here in 2023.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. Yeah, I think it's time to kick this party off, Lanny, with dividend stock number 1, the highest yielder. Take it away, Chico.
All right, guys. So the highest yielding dividend aristocrat stock right now, you can catch them on the corner of happy and healthy, but dividends. Guys, Walgreens, ticker symbol WBA, down 32% this year. So that is, gosh, they've been down almost every year for the last couple of years. And, that's surged that dividend yield now 7.62%. They've increased their dividend for, I think it's been like well over 40, 45 plus years
Yeah.
even. So they're on their path to being a dividend king, but this has been a dividend dog lately from a stock price standpoint.
That's right. They haven't had the same turnaround story that CVS had, who just popped recently. CVS was having a bad year as well, and they're coming back dividend growth. So Walgreens hasn't had that. They're rumored to be selling Boots, so they're gonna drop the Boots Alliance potentially if they sell off the BA. So that's going to be something to keep forward. How is Walgreens going to restructure itself coming in 2024?
Does the WAG ticker symbol come back is the question, guys. But they are and they're the highest yielding dividend aristocrat right now at 7.62%.
Yeah.
Bird owns them. We own them as well in our house. So
Yeah,
we got two
I wish I could.
shareholders here.
I was just trying to think of a wrestling reference, and it's just I can't think of it where they go away from one character and then you make the sudden comeback. It's like when Undertaker went from Undertaker to American Badass, and then he went back to the actual Undertaker that we all knew growing up. I think that's the one I want to go with here.
Let's go with that, guys. So the next highest yielding dividend aristocrat on this list. Bert's loving this one because Bert, this is one of your like
Oh,
five underrated buy
yeah. On our
stocks.
blog, like 7 years ago, I wrote 5 always buy stocks of just great companies that were dividend aristocrats that are insulated from some bad times that just when you needed to grab one, you can grab one. Still can. 3M company, ticker symbol MMM, but man, has it been a dog. So far in 2023, it's only down 12% after a recent comeback. So it's back above 100, but it was hanging in the high 80s, low 90s for a while, down from the peaks of the 160, 170 range a few years ago. Now their price is at 106.98. So the yield has jumped up to 5.6% throughout all of this. The issue with 3M is what is going to happen with these lawsuits. That is the $1 billion cloud that's hanging over the company's head. And that's what seems to just keep shaking investors. No one can figure that out.
Yeah, I think as soon as everything is like settled and paid out, I think, at 3M's probably already moving forward. I'm sure now it's just more of the hangover from what all the nuts and bolts to it all now.
Yeah, so they're above, obviously, again, above 5.5% yield. So if you're looking for it, there is some nice yield to be had with 3M company.
There it is, guys. All right, Bert. What is the next highest yielding dividend aristocrat?
Can I take this one? Because this is one of my
Absolutely.
my top buys from this. I think we were part of Ryan's video on his channel, Lanny. We'll put a link down there below where we all talked about our top stocks that we picked. It was a cool video that we were a part of. This was mine for 2023 so far. It's been Realty Income, ticker symbol O. I was scooping up Realty Income for my portfolio in my Roth throughout the year when it was trading in the low 40s or 50s. But even with that, it is still yielding well above 5%, despite the fact that the company is now trading above $55 per share. It's great.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, it's still down 10%. Realty Income, the monthly dividend stock, guys. Everybody loves Realty Income. If you want that monthly dividend check, if you want to be a landlord without being a landlord, just check yourself into the Realty Income Share Hotel.
Yeah, that's right. I love it. It's one of my favorite companies. It pays that nice monthly dividend. That's what it's all about here for Realty Income. That was number 3. So the yield at 5.37% if we didn't say the exact yield. So Lanny, who is that fourth one here on this list?
Fourth one, you guys probably haven't heard of much, but the name is Amcor and ticker symbol is AMCR. They are only a $9.60 stock price, but that yield is 5.21%. Again, they've been increasing their dividend every year for over 25 years, down actually 20% this year. I'd be curious for all the Amcor shareholders. Let us know in those comments below.
Yeah, I just had to Google them quickly. Packaging, global packaging. So let us know if you own Amcor there. It's beautiful, above 5% there. Unfortunately, the last 5% plus yielder here on this list. Let's segue into number 5, which is a stock we've also been buying for my wife's portfolio here of late. T. Rowe Price, ticker symbol TROW, the asset management company with over $1 trillion of assets under management. It's had a tough 2023 for most of the year, but it's swung back and it's only down 2.63%. So when the S&P 500 comes back, those asset management and those fees for those asset managements come swinging back up with the market. So it's now almost back to even for the year. With that, their price is above 100. Once again, it's at 106.28. Their yield has come down. It was above 5% for a very hot minute here in 2023. Now it's only 4.59%. So that's T. Rowe Price, the 5th stock on this list.
Decent yield, obviously. They've been slowing down dividend growth, given the fact that the market's been down in 2022. And then obviously very volatile here in 2023. The next company, guys, is very similar to T. Rowe. It's very funny how they're both next to each other.
They always are.
It's Franklin, yeah. Ticker symbol Ben, as in Ben Franklin. Guys, they are yielding 4.22%. So T. Rowe's down this year, but Franklin is actually up 8.37%, but they're still holding on to a nice 4.22% dividend yield.
Oh, that's fascinating. I didn't realize they were outperforming T. Rowe that much this year. You're right. These have been the two that people have always been talking about in tandem for this year. Just grab one or grab the other. It's interesting they're both 5 and 6 here on this list.
Yep. And then, guys, let's get back into some of the REITs. Let's go, Bert. What's the next one?
Federal Realty, ticker symbol FRT. It's the less known aristocrat REIT, but Realty Income takes all the glory here. FRT's up 2.4% year to date compared to Realty Income's down 10.20%. Their yield is at 4.15% at the moment. The interesting thing from what I remember about Federal Realty, so whenever I've looked at them, I've always wanted to, but I pull away. because they don't have very strong dividend growth. Their dividend growth is very low from what I remember. So please fact check me if that's not right. But I always remember being in the 1% to 2% range, which is why I immediately eliminated them and always focused my attention on realty income.
Or it's just lost that monthly dividend
Yeah,
payment.
that's my personal opinion. So someone please correct me if I am not right.
Where it's just like feed me more right there,
Eat those
Ryback style.
dividends coming.
Oh man,
Who is
this next dividend aristocrat, which has had a great 2023 so far from a stock price standpoint. The dividend growth is god awful. We were talking about, yes, IBM, ticker symbol IBM, paying $6.64 in dividends for the year. $162.23 share price, up almost 15% this year, but still yielding 4.09%.
Yeah, I feel like IBM is one of those polarizing tech stocks out there. So it feels like everyone hates IBM from an investing standpoint, but those yield checks, the yield's great and the checks keep cashing if you're an IBM shareholder.
Because they just keep buying down their share count, guys. So that is IBM, guys. So we have
a lot of
two
cash.
more here to talk about. So we've gone through 8. So Bert, this one is in your portfolio. You got to take the cake here on this.
They are Chevron, ticker symbol CVX, down 14.16% today. Lanny talked about this on our Monday stock topic, how he featured Shell, and he said even though Shell's showing great, there are a lot of big oil companies that aren't doing so well. Chevron is one of those companies at 14.6%. They announced a major acquisition. Even with that, their yield is still above 4%. It's at 4.04%. So Chevron, obviously, one of the top two. Exxon, Chevron. A lot of people prefer Chevron over Exxon because of the balance sheet. Both are great companies. Chevron, though, is on this list because it has a higher.
Bert, you thinking of buying maybe some Chevron shares? Was looking at this 4% down 14% dividend yielding energy giant.
That's what we got to find out, Lanny.
Oh man. All right, guys. So last but not least, the 10th highest dividend yielding dividend aristocrat as of right now, guys. Again, this list consistently and continually changes. Kimberly Clark. Kimberly Clark, ticker symbol KMB. You'll find these a lot in your bathrooms, a lot in your tissue brands. But guys, Kimberly Clark is now yielding 3.95%.
Wow.
They are down 13% this year. So trading at under $120 per share right now.
Interesting. Kimberly Clark rounding out the list. Let's go through the top 10 here. I'll take the first 5, Lanny, if you want to take the second. Number 1, Walgreens yielding 7.62%. 3M Company, 5.61% yield. Realty Income with a 5.37% yield. Amcor, ticker symbol, AMCR. I don't know why I said ticker for that one, but not the others. Their yield is 5.21%. In T. Rowe Price with a yield of 4.59%. Lanny, take away the next 5.
You got it, guys. You got Franklin over here bouncing back with 4.22%. Federal Realty at 4.15%. IBM hanging over 4.09%. Chevron 4.04%. Kimberly Clark 3.95%. Bert, how many out of these top 10 dividend yielding, highest yielding dividend aristocrats do you own?
Let's count. Walgreens, 3M, Realty Income, T. Rowe Price, IBM, and Chevron. We needed 2 hands for this one, everybody. I own 6 of them. What about you, Chico?
I own 60% of the top 10 dividend aristocrats. Nice. I own Walgreens, 3M, Realty Income, IBM, and T. Rowe. So I own half. I own half the list. How many do you guys own? Do you guys own any of the top 10 highest yielding dividend aristocrat stocks? Let us know in the comments below. Currently, I am not buying any. Realty Income, T. Rowe Price still showing some good value. Walgreens, every stock I still have, I'm dripping. Look at oil as well. Energies, again, had a tough 2023.
Yeah.
What about you, Bert?
Same way. The one I'm looking at from here that I'm most likely to buy would be T. Rowe Price to keep adding to it. I grabbed it at 99 before it just popped over the last few weeks. I was happy I did it with 3 shares. If it comes down, I might be grabbing a few more to keep building the position.
Let us know if you guys are buying any of these dividend aristocrat, high dividend yielding stocks in the comments below. Subscribe to this channel. forgot to ask, guys, keep liking this video. Let's keep spreading that dividend investing knowledge, analysis, and news here in the community.
Yep. All right. And Lanny, I
Hmm.
think we're missing something. I think so.
All right, guys, you're either with us or you're against us. Jack, that was Bert the Herd and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats over and out.